Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the series with Quill in the background.
Welcome.
Good morning. Good evening, good day. I am here once again to mess everything up. But that's my life. That's just my life in the and that is actually the title for this chapter as well. Tell me we can play that music. You only tell me copyrighted, but everyone knows Bon Jovi, right? I have never met anyone who is at our age and doesn't know about Bon Jovi. Or even the kids either. They know about him, even if they never heard that song.
If they haven't, they can listen to it at the end of this chapter in the author's notes.
I mean, that
This
song still plays on the radio, so
this chapter really is named after that song, as well as the contents that's within the chapter. All about being bold and brave and such.
now the question is, whose life are we following? I mean, we followed Larry Lou until now, and I suppose we are following her still. But you could give me a curveball and we could do... Ah! We are talking about the Doctor, It's My Life. We are talking about Dr. Cameron, It's My Life. Or we could talk about Steve Arrow, who is barely alive. And yeah, that's my life. I'm remembering back. Yes, I still remember Steve Arrow, who was left in the Techno Valley. As a marketing chip.
We're talking about Angel Bunny, who's salivating after he looks at Dr. Cabbage.
Maybe. But I'm pretty sure Dr. Cameron has never met Angel Bunny.
Well, he's lucky then.
Or all the other one is next year.
Incidentally, this is the day after Easter when we were doing this reading.
Yeah, I actually had a nice Easter dinner at my sister's.
That's great to hear. I had some dinner over at friends and family too. A good time there.
So yeah, let's start someone's life.
Right.
And we begin with someone getting born. This is not the one I wanted. There we go. I went in the thought into the TARDIS, slowly right after the Doctor. My mind and emotions in that's probably an hour already. I'm whirling with all the crazy thoughts and feelings this entire adventure has awoken in me. So many unexpected turns and surprises. So many lessons and transformations that I have had to endure. What are you all? A magical girl? Or maybe a Super Sentai? I would do it all over again if I had to. But I guess in the discovery can be a rough ride sometimes. Once inside, I get distracted from my inner combat soul and feelings by a metallic echoey sound that issues somewhere inside the TARDIS. I can't pinpoint the central location for that sound. It seems to surround me, and for a moment I Google sound. Then the sound is indicative of some kind of malfunction or trouble. It seemed unlikely to me, but just in case, I did the doctor with confused and curious expression, while also giving a vague point, but I just me feather on my left wing, roughly indicate somewhere towards the center console. Doctor having met my gaze for a second, then has his eyes wander about the TARDIS for a few seconds, permitting my gaze again, and explaining. Oh, that's just the sound of the TARDIS calibrating. It makes noises like that on occasion. One gets used to it eventually. It is getting inputted that now there is a new from the inside. Not the one who was here before. This is nothing new. This is not a keystone. He also makes you a smile. For the moment, consider this is TARDIS' way of saying hello to you. The master is really sentient? And double check. Sure is. Doctor replied with an expression, and told it is a mix between pride and scholarly lecture. Huh, I'm like, no wonder this master is full of surprises then. Or you don't even know the least of it. Again, by standing close to the open entrance into this vessel. I think I heard it from the Dr. Cabal. He's the one who said encounter this thing was his primary objective. And he might have had if he chose otherwise. Maybe in another multiverse. Where he turned back. As a fellow archaeologist, I can understand the appeal of traveling in the vessel, capable of visiting the past we left to study. I shake my head, I still bearing my grin. It's ironic that I am the one that ends up standing in here instead of him. He is the one who really wanted to find this thing. Dr. Strange and me, I said, well, to be fair, do you also recall that after I asked him what he would primarily say to the pilot, he replied, and I quote, that I would like a ride? Also, if I discovered a blue box without any pilot and the thing is explained, then I call it names. He shook his head. No, but he just said right to my face that he would steal this thing, if he could. I mean, yeah, but he didn't know that you were the pilot. Check out. The music me to consider him to try pilot this thing. Even I cannot do that most of the time. He's kind of picky about that, anyway, he shouted. Well, I promised him in return that if I ever met the pilot of the ship, that I would never his message. He will get gesture to himself along with the box. Lo and behold, I can find word to him. Sorry about the yelling, I just woke up.
It's okay.
Ruto looks back at me, looks back up at me. His question suddenly turned a great deal more serious, as he said. I can be picky too, whom I invite as my traveling companion on my journey. I can assure you that a pony like the Cackerel doesn't make the cut. Even if he is somewhat competent and adventuring, I much prefer to travel with a companion that I can trust. before it's out, let's get operated to the ship. The only thing I can trust upon I come out to do is see those outside and a remote facility. I mean, what is a dollar? I raised him as I asked. I assume dollar is some kind of some form of currency? Yes. You know that me, as he said. What about the for a moment? I apologize with my choice of words. I should have been more clear. When I looked down for the passive expression again, I saw look back up and the doctor with my eye. Only was my face meaning, laughing down as he stood up next to me, and applied his brown hoof to my shoulder. I mean, dollar signs are actually a universal form of showing that they are money hungry, or they are saying money opportunity.
Yep.
Everyone knows even if they don't use dollar as a currency. Sorry, I only have funny.
Okay.
When I looked up with the passive expression again, I still look back up.
Read this. The whole paragraph, in fact.
Oh, okay. The criteria I have that the adjective pony I come around is the same, and what I have to pony like you. Brave, strong, smart, resourceful, and most importantly, motivated to do the right thing for the right reasons. You are a very the kind of individual that I would proudly invite on my journey. I smiled at him softly, and I guess, is that your invitation to me? I mean, I would invite. I never said I will invite. In more than one way, in fact. He answered with a soft expression in his eyes, and a proud beaming smile on his lips. You are more than worthy, and I am pretty sure you can recognize the opportunity that I am offering you. This ship, you is around it, can go anywhere in time and space. In the brief shake of his head. So no longer do you have to merely imagine what his day was like. I can help you go there and see it for yourself. I can also show you the way. I can show you the world. I can only show you the future of this world or another. I can even show you the end of your universe.
Probably good, yeah.
I mean, he did. Rose. I'm pretty sure he did.
I believe it was early in the show's history. With the
Yeah.
first Doctor, the ship almost destroyed itself when a button got stuck, going further and further into the past to the Big Bang, which would have destroyed the ship.
But because there was nothing before the Big Bang, and they introduced the products that they had. Even if they survived the Big Bang itself, they would cease to exist before the Big Bang. Because they do say that before the Big Bang there was no time.
Well, what's around that could track it?
Yeah. I think we both know that you are not your adventurer, and I am offering the opportunity to another lifetime. While we are at it, we can save the lives of any creature that needs saving. which seems to even get a meaning to our travel together. So what do you say? I keep staring at him, as he softly gradually sinks in. Initially, it feels overwhelming. Part of me actually realizes that I can't possibly fathom the total depth of what he is offering, until I thought that passed for quite some time. And even then, it might be a story for a while. What he's offering seems to mostly agree with my inner heart too. But only your outer heart. The part of me that I didn't realize I had until I recently more fully realized that I yearned for a journey like this a long time ago. That part of me that spent longs to accept an exciting offer like that. I mean, this part is what a director would say, because he has two hearts. But my face and gaze are drawn to the exit of the TARDIS. Soon after I turn them out, and turn a few steps closer to it, until I'm right at the edge of the exit. I stare out the exit. I contemplate how I reach this point of safety and the end of this particular journey. But there were others who weren't so lucky. Terminus, Tomcard, Dr. Crazy, Light, and finally terrible road. Out of these five, two of them you don't even know if they are alive or not because you haven't talked to Silver Arrow yet. And also, yeah.
Straight arrow.
Okay. Why did I remember Silver Arrow?
Don't know.
We don't have a werewolf here, so it doesn't have to be Silver.
I can still imagine that as an actual pony name, though, rather easily. A kind of pony that would be the bane of lycanthropy.
It's funny how she painted them already. Yeah, they are all dead. But other than Telemuros, I'm pretty sure they could save every other one of them. Because they have a time machine. Even if they didn't survive per se, I even said that we only saw a leg. That doesn't mean they were eaten. They might have run into a blue box and traveled away. We never seen what happened. Each one didn't make it to the end for different reasons. I mean, usually that is the rule. If you see someone already dead, you can't save them because time. Rules of time that you cannot change the set things.
Right, or also affect your own history.
Yeah. So we know that that's crazy, late, and Talon are dead. We know that part. But Terminus and Amcast could be still alive. And we never seen them dying. The only thing that is shown is that one of them is losing a leg. Right now, I can take the electrical field and knowing that Casey and Lane are finally and fully at peace. But able to wash away all the corrupted worms in the system, which is taught them to most than new has state than natural crops. I made sure of that before I accepted the doctor's invitation into this vessel. He knew what I would encounter, but didn't blame me in the silence for double checking. I lowered my head, closed my eyes, and used my right wing to drag my new hat to the center of the chest, of my chest. Then take a silent moment to mourn the dead. No, I don't have a second name.
You do now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why did you open this one? I hate this stupid thing that they added on every side that, you have to accept that we have cookies. There we go. You see what I said that it opened in very small?
Can you imagine what Daring will look like doing the same thing?
Yeah? Probably all like at the moment. During that time, I don't think that also maintain a expressive silence. He is likely certain why I am doing this. It isn't some empty gesture I'm making either. While I hold that pose, I think about each and every one of them carefully, and how I feel and plan about them. One by one, I take them all for what they have told me, and work to uphold their brave and heroic sense from here onward. I will make sure I may worthy of that trust too. I have a question though.
Hmm?
Is the door to the TARDIS or the outside, is it metal or is it wood?
It depends what the chameleon circuit tends to shift it, but for the TARDIS, it seems to be wood. From the outside specifically, I've noticed it all kinds of different materials on the inside sometimes.
You know why I ask. My mind also seems like also living members of the journey as well. Particularly any of them that had a strong emotional impact on me, or told me something important. Sure, why not? And I do so in none of me, or young and naive I was at the beginning of the journey. That realization then caused me to blame myself of who I was. In fact, I feel proud of the intense degree that I have grown across this journey. But it's also daunting to contemplate considering the sheer degree that I have changed. I have become a completely different man. If this happened to me once, and I'm living proof that it could happen again. That's scary to think about. Even though changes are ultimately for the better. Not knowing who I will be. Not being able to trust that anything I currently will permanently endure. Life is always changing. Sometimes it will be one of the case, and sometimes in major one. For that, I may simply have to trust myself and the pony I will become. With the map, immortal, even if it's a magic one of course, and the compass and the other. I shall enter a body and my own world. And I change because of my troubles. I think it's important to forgive and understand myself for changing. By the same token, I need to forgive my understanding. Forgive and understand myself for being different in the past. Oh yeah, you will definitely change because next time you will not have a map and a compass. You will have a machete and probably a rope. In the other hand. Oof. And once again, in the last training session, we had more crossovers again because in that story they were pulled into Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, especially with the Indiana Jones part.
Whatever may
Actually,
come.
right,
Yeah?
this was a more dinosaur-filled continent too, so yeah,
Yeah.
that tracks as well.
Whatever may come, I shall face it with courage and acceptance. Finally, I don't know how long, I opened my eyes, raised my hand, and placed my hand on my head. Then proceeded to shut the door. I mean, this is the thing. If Dr. Cameron actually sell this necklace to the Mafia, he will be sent by Kira with a bigger explanation. I assume. And you will not know anymore, because you will not be here. You certainly do know how to have prepare. I want to say, the way it shows only the barest hint of how addicted I am to him. What I said no, I know dramatic and deeper sense. The offer he makes crossed my inner spirit. It's like he has a magnet to my inner, what is it called, inner compass.
Okay.
I think I feel that by knowing it is 100% of my choice. Or is it just illusion that I have a choice? It feels, I mean, it kind of is an illusion because we know that you are joining him and he knows it as well. It feels so good to finally be confident in myself, even if I don't know where the next step will lead me. I mean, even if he doesn't know when you are joining, he knows that you will. And that doesn't matter. Exploring and growing because of the journey is the entire point. I face that with a sense of excitement. I don't want to face him with a profound look of gratitude on my face. Then I go up to him, and touch his right cheek with my left hoof with tender affection. Then we kiss. My eyes sparkle, and I gaze deeply in his eyes. It's Stallion who keeps encouraging me, and standing by my side, without meaning to induce him. A Stallion who showed me, and the door and it was... the door showed me the door, and it was promised every exciting thing await me. If I made the open door, and not to it. I wonder if he will ever know how much I did that. But why still missing his gaze with a deep affection? I tried to tell him no. The look of constant and confusion claims his face. But staring at me and asked me no, no? I appreciate your offer very deeply, but I rejected. I clarified. No, that I had suddenly touching the right thing, but I was going on. I got what to say. Don't misunderstand me. I shall ever be eternally grateful to you for lighting a bit of fire under my flag and in my heart. For teaching me and encouraging me on this journey. I don't know if I ever would have reached my full potential without you. But you are not the only one who taught me a lesson. I used to be like a little filly who somebody always looked up to adventurers, and they could do no wrong. I praised them. I respected them because they have something I was getting looking for, something I used to think I wasn't allowed to have. But now, I have realized that I do works alone. One by one, however, they each showed me the folly of my former beliefs. How this life can be so much more complicated and nuanced than I originally thought. I used to think that all I ever could want and know about adventuring would come from books alone. But there are a lot of potential filters in there that obscure the reader from the truth, including the reader's own imagination. Putting all of these poses on the pedestal, I didn't see them for who they really were. Like everything, never put the eyes in life. Life is a lot more complicated once we take a crucial look at it. Every single one of my former heroes should have unique strength and thought in their own way. All of this told me that I can take the truth for granted, and there is no substitute for the real experience. Then why are you declining? I am actually showing you that you have a choice to have the real experience.
I will show you the worlds.
Multiple and times. And I continue the journey and finally recognize each of the individual flaws. I gradually started to realize my own too. I got swept up in the classic fantasy of being the damsel in distress, who wanted to be rescued from a high tower. That's the role society taught me, at least at a subconscious level. It's too easy to take them for granted, all the little influences that swept other artists. I was always waiting for that Italian plumber to come and save me. On this journey, however, I was confronted with the mirror and revealed some harsh truths that I wasn't comfortable facing at first. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary for my personal growth. Adventurers come in all shapes, sizes, and motivations, just like any other profession in life. One size fits all is a dart from pretty much anything. So of the motives to do good on the meat, but not the meat. And are not the opposite for one reason or another. You are the very expression that I might not ever encounter again. In fact, you are the perfect. And that is why I am rejecting you. I assure you that you are quite accepting. But if I accepted, I would just continue the same person that I have done since the start of this journey. I keep on looking up to you, and if you are not my equal, I keep on trusting your judgment and judgment of my own. How am I ever grow? How am I ever to grow? No, how am I to ever grow? If I keep on defying the challenges to you, you have the means and motive to do good in this world. In almost every way that matters, I can trust you. I mean, this is why you needed to realize what he was doing. He was literally putting all the trust in you and letting you do the rest work. I guess I do not realize that.
Well, with some encouragement too, saying that you can do this.
All of this plan was her alone, by the way, it seemed like. All the doctor did was closing the doors. And bring the TARDIS here. But I need to earn the trust too. I need to be my own, so I can learn to be independent. Maybe someday I will be ready to travel with you one on more even two thing. Perhaps I will even encounter another on my journey and equally trustworthy in terms of means and motive. Like a rainbow pony. But other than, I will give him a firm look. They said very empathetically, I work alone. I completely understand. Doctor replied with total acceptance. Meanwhile, reading a very strange book with the pony on the cover that looks very similar to me. You wish yourself on your own skin and build up your own confidence before you start relying on others again. And you must fall back upon all patterns. I know, and I say, I need to go on my own, choose my own course, and fly with my own wings. The extent of skills I plan to pick up on the way, such as foresight training, martial arts, and of course, I will continue my personal education on history and archaeology. I will need this knowledge and insight to prepare me for any potential steps I may encounter in any would-be dungeon. I know from this experience that the dangers of adventuring is nothing to soften, and I need to take it seriously. I can do that, and I will. I will, however, join you to secret society, the rise of the hourglass. I may not travel directly with you for a while, but if you are...
You're right, that's not right.
But if you're little dumb, then there are those who would abuse history by time traveling into it and badly use it for selfish purposes, then I will probably join any organization that stands against that. To me, history is sacred, and I want to be prepared with such sufficient resources to deal a blow against that. And I did that. I would never would say that the Doctor is actually trying to solve the time war. Because it is actually meddling with time for selfish purposes.
A war which in itself is also meddling with time.
Yeah. But
So
it is also part of history.
Yeah, it's taking a stance and deciding what story you wish to live in and believe in more. The Doctor used to be a lot more strict about timelines. Later on, they started to get a little more ambiguous about terms like fixed timelines and fluid ones.
I mean, a small picture.
Yeah, he was born as a pair of legs, and in that moment, it always was just a pair of legs. At the bottom. Everyone got used to it, so they don't even question anymore.
Imagine there's a pair of legs walking around.
Right.
Counter argument.
Can you understand Darren's argument so far?
Yeah.
Okay. This is me trying to give a little more context and explaining why she had those beliefs that she did.
There's something.
as she did when Rainbow first encountered her.
Yeah. But she literally said that if the doctor does something stupid, then she will join the mafia as well. That's a lot in understanding, I said. That I will make you something. And will have you show. Have show that you are a member of it. Member of and represent the interest the night of the hourglass. I will also create something that will have you guys in contact with us. Most items might even be the same device. It's a cell phone.
Well, that needs to be very symbolic. A symbol of the Knights of the Hourglass, which can also function as a communication device.
In my BSI paper. But I have a different science paper to my mind.
That has been used as a communication device, as far as I know, exactly once. Maybe there were other instances that I no longer recall, or haven't seen them.
You might recognize this.
That would be in Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah?
Okay.
I don't know this kind of science paper.
That can come in handy.
I mean, it definitely would be most that it could. It shows that you are one of us and it helps you get in contact with us.
Yep.
Doctor, can you get his thoughts for one? As he appears to made something before he said. Since you are joining, I tell you that one of the secret members of the night team is Princess herself. That she's adamant of not telling who presented the TARDIS. She sees no point, but she's always present, and telling to the time herself, just by being there, just by being here. And also it would be pretty hard to move the sun by traveling to time.
It can be, yeah. Would it, you know what though? That just suddenly presented an interesting idea. What if she goes to other planets and discovers she can move those stars too?
And once again, I believe that she is a fraud. He never moved the sun or the moon. And the sky is fake.
Okay.
It's just an illusion.
Got a remote control to the massive television in the sky, right?
Yeah. And there is one very significant proof of that. That the sun or the moon is not real in atmosphere that we see.
even we're done with that paragraph, just
Yeah,
clarify.
it's this one. Oh, this is the one it's telling you. There we go, this one. Imagine the oceans in this moment. Imagine the water.
The remote is glitching. Oh yeah, the currents could probably be profoundly affected here.
If this was the real sun and moon, twilight would have probably ruined a lot of beach cities. Or put them underwater. This is my proof. No one is obviously talking. On the other hand, she is also proud of being a member of the society. They stand against anything that allows her beliefs by our citizens. But the someone made me promise never to reveal her membership along the night, except to another fellow member of the night. You know that's me. When I do encounter another member, though, I am free to tell them, and they can write her a letter to appraise her of any death and advance in the land. Be sure to seal the letter with the wax, the shape of an hourglass cutie mark. Why does it have to be a cutie mark? Can it not be just an hourglass? Let me be a signal to her. The letter might be from a member of the night. I recently said something again, but I also nodded in gratitude to him when he finished, then saying, "Thank you. I'll keep that in mind." Then again and again. Funny enough, Dr. Kamal once accused me of being a secret agent, working for Princess Celestia. I might as well become one. I say with intense emphasis on the name to demonstrate how say it properly. He said that because I was too confident and adventuring, I knew too much about him. But now, I'm wondering if I should make his fears a reality. That's up to you. Dr. Casually invite. But, as long as she's not too sick about it, I figure, I don't want to limit my personal freedom like my parents wanted. But, I also wouldn't mind having that for the lights and the distance, just in case I need them. Oh, that's literally goes against what you were saying that you worked on. I already knew the princess had useful resources at her back. And so on. But if that includes being contact with the tribe workers, then I definitely think she and I need at least remain in contact with each other. I can tell her of other tests I already discovered in her land, and vice versa.
That could kind of make Celestia like a quest giver, too.
Yeah.
I suspect there's threats over here. Why don't you check it out?
Yeah, I can imagine a little yellow exclamation mark over her head. In that case, aside from what you have done, I am planning to resume any part of your own life, aside from your education. There's no wonder. You've expanded interest to be a writer in multiple ways, more through your diary and through your maps. Wait, you have read my diary? right?
Well, maybe not, but you might have at least seen her write in it, or somehow aware of that.
I can go with those fools, and I look over my shoulder, and the exit of the TARDIS. I examine the rest of the question very carefully, as he moves it for a few minutes, before I look back at him, and answer my question. Those who ventured through the target earlier have no idea what happened to those left behind, I mused. Late and the Casey actually died. It might think the same thing happened to me. Alone, and then it for the best. Really? The doctor reflects with an edge of surprise in his tone. Mr. Cameron wasn't the pony I thought he was. I explained. Yeah, they say I didn't take into account. I can see why it's also details he wouldn't write in his own book. Or another to do so, if he can help it. The explanation to a moment, and I can help but wonder how far back the relationship extends. If the Cameron ever figures out that someone is there, then that information may link back to the abundance, or perhaps, something even worse. I began to confess the whole transition. Now, what does it mean? I am prepared to face the sunset. A look of sadness takes into my eyes. I go on to say, there is also my family to consider. If the commander knew I'm alive, they can look up whom I'm related to, capture them, and turn them into reflecting me in any way they want. I shake my head firmly. I can't let that happen. Otherwise I have this chance to something now. But are you gonna tell them that you are alive or not? In the question. Or are you going into full make believe that, yeah, sorry, I guess he's dead. You were right, Mom. He should have never left. But if you suppose the story that this adventure killed you, wouldn't that information get in the head? In your family too? This is what I asked. Not to ask.
It's a reasonable question, right?
I mean, if she wants the lie to be believable, she will have to make the family believe as well. Once again, you might never know who is in the mafia. I'm not saying that the family is, but...
Or late. Well, it could be they're totally innocent for now, but later on it changes.
Yeah? It seems cool to all of them to think you died too. I remember who was him, and I say, why it is true that I must listen myself more for my family. Well, I say I was gaining with some more personal freedom. And that because I plan to make some choices, and they will personally approve. I plan to send them a letter and let them know that I'm okay. But I want to disclose my new address. Bad idea. Because if you say them personally, then it's safer. But if you are sending a letter, the letter can get into other homes as well. They will know that I'm alive, but I need some personal space, so I can go on my own independently. Even then, I say about keeping my adventure career from a secret from them, because I know they will never approve, especially my mother. I don't want to concern her unnecessarily. Yeah, I don't want to concern her. I'm alone. I don't want you to find me. Also, if you just say that you want to be alone, they might still be after they have put a game into the family game. That, oh no, our daughter is dead. And they get the letter. The first thing they will do is go around and say, oh no, she is alive! And tell everyone. Tell everybody. This is the first thing they will do. If this is the only thing you write here. That you just want space.
They may tell everyone else that she's alive, but they still don't know her new address.
Yeah, but then the whole rules of her being dead is gone. That's what you admit, as done. This man is starting to sound more and more like a superhero with secret identity. I mean, yeah? By the day you may be a multi-librarian. On the night, you're going out of the dungeon.
So when do you sleep?
Sleep is for the week. Well, I'm not a comic book superhero. I'm a real pony. I fast badly. I said no, I plan to start my stories as an adventure. And if that part of my life is fictional. If everybody knows that, they won't see you as my real family. And use them as atrocity against me. This is my life. I don't know, but I'm chill. And I will choose its course independently without endangering others as much as possible. Interesting. But especially with the list of my eyebrow. On a lot of, you will see your name out there. If you get more famous because of that, that's certain personal information. We shall link in the public eye. Scientists do tend to have trouble maintaining their privacy. I mean, I can find out a lot easier way to show your family that you are alive. It's through your books. Without sending a letter. Just get some hidden message inside. Then only they may know. I can admit when I get to it. For now, I don't even know how well I would make books myself. I expect a many one-time record of me out there. So you can be sure I will remember it's a form. The journey I take, and lessons I learned may benefit others too. For now, however, I think I will go with the pen name. Some people ultimately, but less familiar to others. Got any ideas on that front? Let's go ask. Seriously. I do have one reply pretty quickly. And then make automatic needs for a while too. Believe it or not, I will consider this before the start of the journey. You see, I have a middle name that until now I never kept from the public because I had some bad experiences with it while growing up. The name is Yelling. However, across the journey, I have faced far more hardship. And now, the name is similar in comparison. Until now, I have always had my full legal name. A.S.E. Keystone. Just Yee. Why Keystone? But now, I think of revising the pattern to A.E.K. Most of us are silent for a moment, and the most of them did that. Actually, there's a small shade of discomfort for most of us with the declaration. Actually, maybe I should change it to AKA Link. I meant. I told them throwing better. It says a little further from my true name. Just to be on the safe side. We are almost at the end, so I will remember this.
Okay.
Why did you promoting yelling is my last name? But it's actually my middle. Didn't I say that, right? It's a lot in agreement, as he said. That sounds better. I suddenly gave a shrewd look at the doctor and I asked him, since you are a time traveler, do you already have a book of mine on the ship? Yes, but I don't like spoilers. The Tobias closed his eyes as he shook his head, then raised his eyes again at me as he said, if I do, the only thing I will say about it, it's up to you. What is said in that book. Being simply up here and now, however, I confident you will find success in whatever you work to achieve. You have that potential for greatness. You always have. We all have that look. We all have that to look forward, and you gradually unveil that potential. I smile him grateful again, and I say, and I have you to thank you for setting me on this path initially. Was my pleasure, my lady. I imagine him. Does he have the hat still?
He doesn't say that, but he might.
I mean, he had it in the beginning of the journey.
Uh-huh.
Look her passing with a graceful move. I've learned and grown from you too. She has always have been something I need to be too. But that's always a two-way street. The more I teach, the more I go. And the more I have to teach the student. You want a hoof? Well, on and on, the fire continued. I gave him a serious expression, and I requested of him. By the way, don't want to swing by and pick up straight now after dropping me off. He did right after we left him in the Texan village. Doctor not in agreement, as he said. I will do that and then some. We still have the captain and some of his crew back on the interface. The ship that they left on the shore.
Yep.
Either I will pick them up too and deliver them to Expressio, or I will go in the reverse and deliver more of the crew from the captain's ship back to him, so they can take their ship to Expressio. In that case, I will give them a donation or more coal too, but I'm sure they will make it back safely. I have to say though, another part of my original plan. I wanted to go largely unnoticed for the most part in this adventure.
Oh, yeah.
In this adventure, right?
For the most part in this.
But I really might have to be a time lord who follows the TARDIS. However, this time things are more complicated when the majority of the interface crew made their own way back to Expressio, using a target at the ancient temple. She said, I didn't see that one coming. You never see it come. Is the point of adventure too? Face the unknown. I asked him the dying again. Well said! I surprised with the proud skin. He then takes in deep into your breath. That sound. That makes his way to the center of control, as he thought. Well then, and I'd like to say in my conversation cycle, on more than enough fun, my friends. I bet the same guy again. Back to the edit of knowledge. And I say under my breath. On another day, on a dungeon. Another pattern solved. And this is the conclusion of Dank's story for this arc. But there will be one more chapter before this focusing on her somewhat. Yeah, we still haven't actually known what we started on going for. We are going for a cure for the plague. And it's caused by probably the worm that thought. By getting in contact with him. I really hope you enjoyed the story so far. And thanks for reading it. Thank you. You are welcome. What can I say? Any comment we have is welcome. I mean, you have heard every comment of mine.
Right? We have a recording of it too.
And below you get a video that most of us were probably seen. And funny enough, I pulled the video up literally before seeing that it is gonna be here. Before the recording. That is a video that we can open up on this one because it is on Vivo and obviously copyrighted material, but it's my life from Bon Jovi. Everyone knows that song.
Well, read on to that paragraph and see something else might interest you in there.
I will admit that the chapter is named after this below too, but also for the content of the chapter itself. I think it's more so being more assertive in an adventurous way. Plus, maybe you must remember again, aka Daring, aka yelling, was fucking way to Manhattan and all that chapter too. As such, I think this window fits for that reason. Wait, is he parkouring in this video?
Yeah, maybe we should check this out after the stream.
Yeah, I have never seen the video. I know the song, but I have actually never seen the video.
Sure, let's check it out together then. When you're done.
Yeah,
Here.
we're gonna do that after this recording. What? Here we were. And the next reading is gonna be in 4 days. Yeah, in 4 days. And today there's gonna be no Heart of Justice because people are coming and I won't be home. So, one more thing new, and we are back to the TARDIS. I mean, she is working alone after all. But that goes against everything she does. She works so much in this TARDIS.
Well, yeah, that might be indicative of more lessons she has to learn. That perhaps will be in the next arc.
In the next arc,
and we also know about the episodes in the show too, and some of the lessons she learns from that too.
And as for what?
Yeah, this part is before the show, so that gives you some context. But eventually, those episodes in the show will roll about, and that will just be added to that pool of lessons she's gaining.
I mean, it might be before the show, but everything is relative in time and space.
Right.
Also, again, I do believe that Samuels and the other guy can be saved. Even by me. Even the doctor said that he might actually get some crew back to the ship.
Right. We can certainly accept that as headcanon at the very least.
Yeah.
Because yes, that potential is on the table when you have a time machine on your hands.
And I assume he wouldn't leave the police who are not bound to die to their own. They're obviously going back to Seattle. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
And tell the relative told that, yeah, I made my promise and we kept it. Now let him go. And thank you for taking him. And also, thank you for being here.
It might be that when they do rescue Straight Arrow, he goes like, "Oh yeah, I saw you when you came to rescue Terminus and Trump Card in some kind of blue box," and the Doctor's thinking, "Okay, that's a note to self. I'll have to do that next."
Oh, sorry. We can have no one who no witnesses.
Well, he could do that too. I actually heard that his sonic device can be used as a hypnotic device too, probably through certain sound waves.
I mean,
But nevertheless, it may set his course on his next action.
if I think that you don't want it like this, you want it like this.
Right.
You know what I'm referring to.
Oh yeah.
Just put on some sunglasses.
I look forward to your reading on the next chapter. It's kind of different.
How different? We will see. We will see.
You'll see.
We will see. Yeah. Thank you all for being here. And see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.